it is time to start, and we are going to use all the possible props that you can find. So if you have something like blocks, a blanket, a pillow or bolster, those will all be helpful. And I will mute you now, and we'll get started. So come to your comfortable seat. And from your seat, just take a moment to move, shift side to side. Let your sitting bones have a little bit of broadening and connection. And let your hands rest down. And as you lift up through your shoulders, take a moment to bring a little movement to your head and your neck, a little ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. And then as you come to a long spine here, let your eyes close and take a moment with your breath, filling up, taking a deep inhale and exhale in and out of your nose. Letting yourself tune into being present in this place, in this space. And with your breath, take a moment to move through your body with your mind's eye, noticing what's going on for you. And then connect palms together at heart center. And as you gently press palms, lift shoulders up and back, and then bow towards your heart. Honoring yourself for taking this time tonight to tune in. Then softly opening your eyes, release your hands, and lengthen up through the back of your neck. And take your right ear over to your right shoulder. Move your left shoulder blade further onto your back. And now a little tuck up and down with your chin. Just allowing for that little bit of stretch through the side of your neck and into your shoulder. Then inhale back up to center and exhale left ear to left shoulder. Re-engage your right shoulder blade, and again, take your chin up and down a few times. And then back into center. Now reach your arms out long to the sides, palms are facing forward. Plug in with your shoulder blades, and now we'll move with our breath. As you exhale, wrap one arm over the other and take a hug. Take an inhale here, and exhale, round in through the upper back, chin tucks in. Inhale, lift up tall. Exhale here. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, switch the cross of your arms. Inhale, lift up with your elbows. And exhale, round in, chin tucks in. Inhale, lift up. Full exhale. Inhale, open it up, and we'll do one more on each side. Exhale, switch again. Full inhale. Exhale, round in, expand into the upper back. Inhale, sit tall. Full exhale. Inhale, reach your arms. And exhale, switch. Full inhale. Exhale, round in. Inhale, sit tall. Full exhale. And then release your arms. Let your hands rest and give your shoulders a couple rolls back. A little movement with your head and your neck. Checking in once again. Good. So now reach straight ahead with your arms, and with that reach, your palms are turned in. You're going to draw your shoulder blades onto your back and then slightly turn your palms up. Some of you have heard me say this before, but think of this as an external arm bone rotation where your elbow pits are turning up. So you're going to keep that rotation with your arms, even as you inhale your arms up overhead. So now your palms are facing back. Keep this rotation of your arms and exhale, bring your arms back down, even all the way toward the ground. Shoulder blades are engaged. Inhale, lift up with your arms, and exhale, release your arms back down. So we're going to go about 5 more times here with our breath. And as you do so, you're trying to keep that rotation of your arms so that your elbow pits are turned, so that your upper arm bones get to be rotated. This is a good way to allow for a little broadening in the upper back and through the chest. 2 more here. Full inhale, long, deep exhale. 1 more. Then release your arms and switch the cross of your legs. This time we're going to do some full rotations of our arms, making some circles. So again, reach your arms straight ahead. A little rotation so your elbow pits are turning up. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Turn your palms out. Exhale, fingertips toward the ground. Arms to the front. Rotate, elbow pits turn up. Inhale, lift your arms up. Turn your palms out. Exhale, release your arms down. We have 2 more this way. Inhale and exhale. 1 more. Full inhale. Long, deep exhale. Good. Now hands connect at the heart. Press palms together. And as you draw your hands down, you're keeping the bottoms of your palms connecting. Shoulder blades on your back. Take a big, deep breath and fill into that space in between your shoulder blades. And now turn your head over to the right side and nod your head a couple times to the right. And turn your head to the left and nod to the left. We were just talking about whether or not it's snowing. It's officially snowing. At least up here. Good, back into center. And now we're going to do a little rotation with our hands. So start to rock your hands so your fingers are turning forward and down and back up. Forward and down and back up. Giving your wrists and your forearms a little bit of a stretch here. Good, and now bring hands back to back and find that rocking action here. And now we're going to keep our wrists connecting. The rest of your hands can separate, but we're going to do full circles all the way around. And as you do this, again, you're staying connected at the wrist, but the rest of your hand can come apart. And then switch directions. Good. And then give your hands a little shake. So that should have been a little bit of a warm up through your shoulders, your wrists, your neck, a little bit there. So now as we come forward onto hands and knees, we're going to settle back into a child's pose as far as your body needs to go. And if your knees are saying no today, then maybe you stay in a forward fold in your sitting position. But take a moment in your child's pose, hips back to heels if that's in your practice, and maybe move your hips a little side to side. Take a little bit of walk with your fingertips, moving them forward. And then gently bring yourself back upright to a seat. And we're going to come all the way down onto sitting bones, footprints to the floor in front of you. And now walk your feet out as wide as your mat. We'll get a little bit into the hips here. So we're going to engage our feet. Lift up with the fronts of your feet. So now you have a pivot point of your heels. Fingertips behind you to support you to sit tall. And then from your pivot point of your heels, you can take your knees side to side. As you take your knees side to side in this windshield wiper, Just recognize that we're not symmetrical, so it might be a little bit of movement. It might be a big movement where both knees come to the ground, but everywhere in between is okay. One more time on each side. And then back up to center now. Soles of feet come together. And you're welcome to take something underneath your knees here if you would like to. But holding on where it's comfortable. So maybe that's shins, maybe that's toes, maybe that's fingertips behind you. Press down wherever you are, or hold on wherever you are and sit tall. And now reach out through your thighs. Think of reaching them toward the corners of the room. And then release that reach and reach out through your thighs. And release the reach and reach out through your thighs. We have two more like this. Reach out and release. Reach out and release. Good. So now bring your feet out a little ways in front of you. So you have a diamond shape with your legs. Move your sitting bones. And again, you can always have something underneath your knees for a little support here. Press fingertips down beside your hips and lift up tall through your heart space. And now from this place, walk your hands down your legs to come as deeply into a fold as your body is ready for. And wherever that is, notice for yourself what part of your back or your hips you're folding from. So if you're rounding from your low back, then maybe walk your way up a little ways so that you can be long through your spine. Let's take a big, deep breath. And now inhale, gently bring yourself back upright. You're going to create a base for yourself with your left leg. So that's going to turn into a base in front of you. And then we're going to pick up our right leg, holding onto our knee and our foot. You might grab something like your blanket to hold your leg with here. You can always wrap your blanket underneath your leg to help you hold it. Okay, so that's an option. But flex your foot and start a little rock side to side. And if you find that sitting tall here feels pretty good, or if you have a little more space in your hips, you might even decide to wrap your arms underneath your leg to pull your leg in closer, or stay with your hands at your knee and foot, or use your blanket. All of those are options. We're just working through the hip socket here. That flex of the foot is really helpful for knee and ankle safety. Take another big, deep breath. And now we're going to take a hold of the side of our foot on the right side. So right hand holds the right foot, or blanket around your foot to hold on. Okay. And then you're going to draw your knee back a little ways toward the wall behind you and take a big breath as you sit tall. So then this is like a sitting version of our half happy baby pose, if that is something you're familiar with. So take a big deep breath, and as you sit taller, create a little resistance. So pull back and push forward with your right foot. Good. Okay, and gently release your right leg down. And then we're going to take a hold of our left leg. So create a base with your right leg. Hold on to your left leg with your blanket, with your hands, whatever you need to do here. And then start that rock side to side. Sitting tall through your spine. Good. And now you're going to turn your left foot forward and either hold on to your foot with your left hand or hold on to your foot with your blanket, whichever feels the best. Lift your ribs up high, heart up high, And then you're creating that push and pull, a little resistance. So if it's the blanket, you're pulling back with the blanket and pushing forward with your foot. If it's your hand, it's the same thing. Pull back and push forward. Lift your ribs, lift your heart. Good. And then gently release both feet down and just take them out a little ways so you can sit tall here. And hold on to your knees either above or below with your hands. Take an inhale and sit even taller. Exhale as you hinge and fold, taking maybe a wrap of your arms around your legs, your chin tucks in. Take a big breath. And in particular, we're focusing on expanding the upper back with breath. So take some deep breaths into that space in between your shoulder blades and into your ribs. Three more deep breaths right here. And then inhale, gently bring yourself back upright. And we're going to take our feet into that diamond shape again, our legs into that diamond shape again. And this time grab your blanket and roll it up if you haven't already. You're going to take it over the tops of your feet and wrap it underneath your legs so that your legs can open up. Maybe you'll have a little support for your ankles here. You can always add some blocks underneath your knees. Then grab pillow or bolster for inside your legs and over your feet. And then as you move your sitting bones, find that tilt of your pelvis so your belly can settle a little bit forward. Press down with fingertips, lift your heart up high. And as you exhale, you're going to take a fold toward your bolster. You might stack some hands here to put your head on. Or you might set a block or two underneath your forehead. You might set your head all the way down on your bolster, but take a few moments to find what works in your body. Remember as you take your next few breaths that our restore poses are meant to allow us to settle. So if there is something in your body that's saying no, then shift to what feels better. We have about 3 more deep breaths right here. Then inhale and gently bring yourself back upright. You can set your props aside. We're going to take one more seated pose before we come all the way down onto our backs. So we're going to take a spinal twist, and you have your choice. We're going to bring our left foot in, so our knee is bent. Our right leg is either going to go out straight so that your left foot is into the inside of your thigh, or if it's okay with your knee, you're going to bend your knee and draw your leg back, your shin back beside you, your foot back behind you, with your thigh bones straight ahead. So find what works the best for your knee, especially that right one. Shift your sitting bones. And now a little engagement with the right foot. If you think of engaging the toes into the ground, especially if your knee is bent back, then that will support your ankle. So press down with fingertips, lift your heart up high, and now we're taking our twist toward our left knee. And from here, you can have hands on either side of your leg. You could reach your right hand all the way across to your knee. You can take that twist as deeply as is right for your body. Take an inhale and lengthen up through your spine. Exhale, low ribs draw in to help you twist. As you do that, your right hip might pop up, and that's okay. Just engage a little bit through the low belly on your right side. Take a big, deep breath. And now inhale back into center and gently bring your right foot back out in front if it's bent back. And now right leg bends in front so that your thigh or your foot can be right against your left thigh. Left leg bends if that's in your practice, or take it straight out ahead. Move your sitting bones. And then again, if your foot is behind you, left foot, toes pressed down to engage the ankle. Now, as you start to take your twist toward the right side, press down with fingertips, lift your ribs, take an exhale to draw your low ribs in to help you twist, and then you can take your left hand wherever you need it to be for this twist. Big, full, deep breath, low belly on the left side engages. Inhale, come back into center, and then gently bring both feet to the floor. And we're gonna make our way all the way down onto our backs. Just make sure that your props are handy for you. And then as you lay back, draw knees up in toward your chest. Rock a little side to side. Just take a moment here to notice what's going on for you through your back body, through your hips, through your shoulders, whatever's showing up. And now, left foot comes to the floor, right ankle crosses over the left knee. You might stay right here. If this feels good in your body, you might lift your legs up toward your chest. Flex your feet. And wherever you are, if it feels good, you can rock side to side with your legs, allowing for a little bit more space and length through the low back. And again, you can stay right where you are, or you can hold on to your left knee and foot, right knee and foot, and set your left foot on the ground. And from here, you can always extend your left leg all the way out if that feels good. Sometimes that gives a little bit more stretch through some of the back side of the leg, the outside edge of the leg. Sometimes that gives more of a stretch through the thigh. Take a big, deep, full inhale and exhale. And then gently bring the left foot back and set the right ankle over the left knee. And this time we're going to keep the left foot on the ground, but take a little rock with your legs over to the left side so your right hip is lifted just a tiny bit off the ground. And now move your right sitting bone out to the right and toward the front corner of your mat. And you get a little bit more into that piriformis muscle, that really tight, awesome hip flexor that's way down deep underneath your glutes. And now back into center with your legs. Go ahead and set both feet on the ground. And then cross right ankle over your left knee. And you might keep your right foot on the ground here, or you might lift your legs up toward your chest. Your choice. If you want, take a rock side to side. And then with a flex to your left foot, holding onto your left knee and foot here, if you would like to, you can set your right foot on the ground or maybe even stretch your right leg all the way out. Take a deep breath and notice what this side feels like for you. And now bring your right foot back in and set your left ankle over your right knee. And then rock your legs a little bit to the right side. And now it's your left sitting bone. You're going to try to move out to the left and forward toward the foot of your mat. And now back into center, set both feet on the ground. And from here, we're going to set ourselves up into a Shavasana that feels the best to us tonight. So your choice, whatever that looks like, that might be resting your legs over props. That might be rolling over to your side or even sitting up into more of a meditative seat. Find what feels the best for you for a rest and take some big breaths. Begin to take a deeper breath. Gently move a little through fingers and toes. And as you're ready to, bend your knees and roll over to your side. And then slowly push yourself all the way back up to your seat. And take hands to connect at heart center. With your eyes closed, take a moment for a full breath. Have a very peaceful, beautiful night. Namaste.